The early morning mist hung low over the quiet village of Umuazala as two National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) members, Tunde and Aisha, arrived at the local motor park. The duo had been posted to the village for their primary assignment, teaching at the only secondary school in the area. It was their first time in a remote community, and their excitement was palpable despite the challenges they anticipated. "This place is peaceful," Aisha remarked as she adjusted her hijab and took in the lush greenery and small mud huts scattered across the village. Tunde nodded. "Yeah, but it's so quiet. We'll need to adjust to the pace here." After being greeted by the village chief, who welcomed them with kola nuts and palm wine, they were shown to their temporary accommodation, a modest two-room bungalow near the school. The chief assigned a young boy named Chaik to help them settle in and guide them around the village. The next morning, eager to begin their new roles, Tunde and Aisha prepared for their first day at the school. Chaik arrived to escort them, but mentioned a longer, safer route to the school. "Is there no shortcut?" Tunde asked. Chaik hesitated. "There is a path through the shrine, but no one uses it. It's sacred." Aisha raised an eyebrow. "Sacred? What does that mean?" Chaik fidgeted. "The shrine is where the villagers worship the gods. People say bad things happen to those who disrespect it." Tunde chuckled. "That's just superstition. Show us the path. We'll take responsibility if anything happens." Reluctantly, Chaik pointed out the shortcut. It was a narrow, overgrown trail lined with ancient trees that led straight to the school. Despite Chaik's warnings, Tunde and Aisha decided to use it, brushing off his concerns as mere folklore. Over the next few weeks, the two corps members grew accustomed to their new routine. The shortcut saved them considerable time, and they began using it daily. The villagers noticed their actions, but chose to remain silent, believing the newcomers would learn their lesson in due time. Months passed, and the mango season arrived in Umuazala. The trees around the village bore bright, juicy fruits that tempted even the most disciplined. The mango trees near the shrine were particularly abundant, their branches heavy with golden fruit. The villagers, however, avoided them, knowing the trees were sacred and off-limits. One hot afternoon, Tunde and Aisha were returning from school when they spotted the mangoes. Their stomachs rumbled, and the sight of the ripe fruit was irresistible. "These mangoes look amazing," Tunde said, licking his lips. "Let's grab a few." Aisha hesitated. "Didn't Chaik say this place is sacred?" Tunde laughed. "Come on, Aisha. Do you really believe that? It's just a tree." Unable to resist, they plucked several mangoes and sat under the shade of the shrine's trees, enjoying the fruit. They laughed and chatted, oblivious to the significance of their actions. The following days brought unease to the village. Livestock began to fall ill without explanation, and the usually clear stream that supplied water to the villagers turned murky. The villagers murmured among themselves, sensing that something was amiss. The final straw came when the village's oldest elder, Maman Kechi, fell gravely ill. Known for her resilience and strong connection to the gods, her sudden ailment was seen as a bad omen. The villagers gathered in the square, demanding answers from the king. "The gods are angry," one villager cried. "Something has defiled the shrine." The king, a wise and composed man named Is-Udo, summoned the village priest, Dibia Okonkwo, to consult the oracle. Dibia Okonkwo arrived at the shrine with a calabash filled with sacred items. He chanted incantations and communed with the gods, his voice echoing through the still air. After a tense silence, he turned to the king. "The gods are angry because someone has defiled the sacred shrine. The mango trees were not to be touched, yet they were violated. The offenders must be found and punished." Fear spread through the crowd as the king ordered an investigation. The villagers whispered among themselves, wondering who could have committed such a grave offense. The core members, oblivious to the turmoil they had caused, continued their daily activities until they were summoned to the king's palace. Tunde and Aisha were confused but followed the messenger to the palace, where they found a crowd waiting. The atmosphere was tense. "Did you pluck mangoes from the shrine?" the king asked sternly. Tunde hesitated, but Aisha quickly answered, "Yes, we did. We didn't know it was forbidden." Gasps erupted from the villagers. The priest stepped forward. "Ignorance does not absolve guilt. The gods demand retribution." Aisha's eyes filled with tears. "We are sorry. We didn't mean to offend anyone." The priest raised his staff. "The gods are merciful, but only if we appease them. A sacrifice must be made." Is-Udo intervened. "Dibia, they are strangers and did not know our ways. Is there no other way to restore balance?" The priest closed his eyes and communed with the gods once more. After what felt like an eternity, he spoke. "The gods will forgive, but they must promise never to set foot near the shrine again." The core members nodded fervently. "We promise," Tunde said. A cleansing ritual was performed at the shrine. The priest chanted prayers, and the villagers offered sacrifices of yams and palm wine to appease the gods. Slowly, the strange occurrences ceased. The stream cleared, the livestock recovered, and Maman Kechi regained her health. Tunde and Aisha learned a valuable lesson about respecting traditions and boundaries. The villagers, while wary, eventually accepted them back into the community, but the core members never went near the shrine again. Their story became a cautionary tale for future visitors to Umuazala, a reminder of the importance of respecting the sacred and the unseen forces that protect it.